From the studios of TLC Talk Radio
and Jana's bedroom,
it's DT on our minds. I'm your girl Tasha.
And I'm that fat girl Dana.
Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Catch us daily on TLCTalkRadio.com, 24/7 edutainment. Hey, friends, still on social distancing and isolation?
Oh, hey, that's a lot to say.
It is.
That's a lot to say.
Shelter in place, all that fun stuff. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm now working 2 jobs because, whatever. But yeah, we're doing good over here. Everybody's healthy.
How's the new little one?
She's good. She's awake more often, and I could, hang out with her for a little bit.
Aww.
Before she starts screaming that she wants something.
Well, they don't know how to use sentences yet, so that scream.
This is true.
That's it. How have you been keeping yourself busy? Of course, with the new little Elizabeth. How else?
I've been working. I work at Joann Fabrics now, and still working with the school, doing the lunches on Mondays, and I've been busy. How about yourself?
The same. Working from home with my 8th graders who blatantly asked if we could just end the school year. I told them I was not the superintendent and I could not make that decision, but it was unlikely. Also, calm down. My babies are hilarious. I love them. I miss them. And my neediest baby, I'll call him Jay. I won't say his full name. And I tell him that, like, I'm not insulting him. He's just my neediest baby. He needs my attention. And I love him. So it is what it is. But, he hit with our last virtual meeting because we're a remote learning school, not an e-learning school. And the difference is that at an e-learning school, the district has provided the tools and the tools necessary for children to electronically do work, and thus they're mandated to do that work. We're a remote learning school. We have not provided students that, and so there are multiple ways that they can get their learning in a virtual way. They can either come up to the school and pick up packets, pick up workbooks. Our principal had even dropped off some packets, or the children who do have access to technology, then we meet with them, we send them work, and then we meet virtually once a week. So on one of our first, maybe our second call, this baby said, well, can you tell us what graduation looks like? Now, we at the time had no idea. We're clear now, but I said, we really don't know what that looks like, but I promise you, as soon as we get the information, we will pass it along to you. And my colleague said, hey Jay, you want to turn in some of your work before you worry about graduation? And so now I'm laughing because that's my baby and that's about par for the course. And I said, would you like some water with your foot, or are you good? It's like, Miss Clifton, you always treat me well. I mean, stop doing these treatable offenses. So between that, real estate is still happening. The station is still happening. So I'm all over the place. But I've been catching up, Dana, on documentaries I wanted to see. Old school comedy shows. Like, I'm on YouTube watching Def Comedy Jam, falling apart laughing at things that I just don't, because at the time I didn't stay up late like that. So I'm flipping out. I'm cracking up. It's hilarious. So yeah, and of course,
that's
sleeping.
Good.
Yeah, sleeping too. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, sleeping. Not sleep. Not everybody I know is sleeping well, though. I know I'm not.
Go ahead.
I just wake up several times a night for no apparent reason, which is annoying.
It is, especially because you have to physically leave. I am doing the same thing. I'm sleeping in spurts. So, I'm up at crazy times of the day. So, like, I was up at 1:30, and if I catch my cousin online, then now we're texting. Because we ain't gonna do so,
you up anyway, whatever.
Right. And so then at 6 o'clock in the morning, it is time for a nap. So, that's what I've been doing. And checking on the parents. I'm still running our remote services via streaming at church. So there are 10 of us who show up weekly, and we keep our distance. We believe in obeying the law. That's a biblical principle.
Okay.
So, some people, I'm
kind of skirting it.
Yeah.
I'm skirting it myself.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to not, I don't want to come off like I'm attacking people who don't, because you have the whole debate with people who say, well, where's your faith? And the other people who say, well, I can still have faith and still obey social distancing laws. And so the analogy I like to draw, and it's not original, I can't remember who said it, but yeah, I trust God all the time, but I put on my seatbelt when I get in the car. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I get you.
Calm down.
Yeah.
So I know that people are nervous and afraid, and I get it. I'm in a fortunate situation where I can still work but not expose myself, to germs and viruses. That's not everybody's story, and people are struggling. Right. Unemployment is not happening for everyone like it should. Right. And that's, I mean, I know
I still haven't got my stimulus. I don't know what's up with that.
Wow. And I know that people like to, I'm not a government basher. But this caught everybody off guard. Well, well, wait. Now, some people, they knew. They knew. But
or they denied that it was happening or was ever going to happen and disbanded the whole department.
Yeah, they did that before this even came. Yeah, right. It's bananas, but
it's like, oh, that'll never happen. Let's get rid of those people.
Here we are. Right. So I think anxiety is higher than ever, rightfully. Yes, you should. Anxiety at this point, if you weren't anxious, I'd be a little nervous about it. Like,
I'm kind of not, though. And I'll tell you why. This has kind of opened my mind up to different ways of living. Okay. Basically. Like becoming more community.
Yes.
Like my next door neighbor is giving me eggs from her duck, so I have fresh eggs and I'm growing a garden. So like, I feel like if we all kind of got more community based and we're all just helping each other out, the world would be a better place.
Agreed.
Maybe I'm a little crazy.
No, I think.
But everybody.
I think you're right.
But everybody's got a skill. You know what I mean? Like, I have my neighbors who have the pigs and the goats. They make meat basically. So, if everybody in your neighborhood did something that could contribute to the whole neighborhood, then we wouldn't need all of these other processed things outside of our neighborhood, if that makes sense. I want to go back to old times.
No, I agree with that. I think that's key. And so, I see, okay, in that situation, I would understand then why you did not feel anxious.
Right.
So.
Because if need be, I got food.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be the food I want. It's not pizza. It's not like fast food, but I got food. And I have a roof over my head.
Yes. And that's it right there. Like, it's funny you mentioned that. I had this conversation with my mother. She was like, I got to go to Walmart and because I got to get the food your daddy need. And I said, okay. Because he does need a special diet. However, I know her and I know him because I'm them. And so I know that she has already started buying those things or had already started buying those things pre-pandemic. And so what it is she just doesn't want to go through the freezer. Now, there is food in that house. How do I know? Because I shop in the 3 refrigerators and 2 freezers. Yeah, I'm in there like, I need some. I know you got this, and I'm taking stuff. I'm telling them, like, you don't need this. Y'all ain't gonna never eat all this at once. But what I told her, I said, Mom, and they come from a different era, so I get it. I said, Mom, you know what I'm eating for dinner? What? Oatmeal. Did I want oatmeal for dinner? No. But is it subsistence? Yes. If there's food in the house, And so unless I'm running out of, okay, I will go get eggs. I will go get almond milk, which lasts a while. So, I mean,
Right.
I'm only on my second carton since this all began.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You don't drink it at all.
It's just for cereal. I'm not baking
Okay.
nothing. I'm not what I do. I'm not even a real cereal fan. You know why I bought the cereal? Pandemic. So I went to the store and I said, let me just get things that I know have a longer shelf life.
Right.
And I'm not running to the store every day. And so I reminded her, I said, Ma, I don't want you out. And my mother is very mobile. She's very agile. So she forgets that she's 70.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, hey, crazy blonde lady, you will go sit down somewhere. I was like, I know you think you're 50, but you're not. So we did have to make a stop yesterday. We were socially distanced while we gardened yesterday. And I knew that she needed some bleach, and I knew that the Aldi nearby had some, and so we went and got it. And I was watching her. So I'm behind her. I'm not close. I'm behind her, and I'm looking at her. And I said, hey, Ma. She said, huh? I said, you do this in the Walmart, don't you? Because she does legitimately have to go to get my father's medicine. She's like, what you mean? I said, you're moving way too slow. You're shopping in your mind. No, we come in, we get what we're getting, and we are on the line and getting out. You cannot float this store. And I know you do it when you go shopping or to pick up Pop's medicine. I know her. She just looked at me and rolled her eyes. I'm like, and I know, and she's covered, she's protected. I get it. And it's a new normal for everybody. Sit down, expeditiously so, in your car and drive back to your house. You know what I'm struggling with, Dana? Remember not to touch things in the store. So I have my gloves on, right? And I try to set myself up before I leave the house so that the only thing I have to do is reach in my back pocket and grab my debit card. And so I'll slide my glove off, grab that, put it in or tap it, depending on where I am. And then I'll forget to put my glove back on to enter my PIN. I'm like, God, dog it. So
I never wear gloves.
Okay.
I don't wear gloves when I'm out. I just hand sanitize when I get back in the car.
Yeah. That's what my mother does. And I do that even after I come out of the gloves. Like, I do not. Would y'all stop throwing gloves on the floor? Litterers?
Right?
Oh, my God. But I find the garbage. I throw them out. And then I get in the car and I hand sanitize. I'm not touching keys. I'm not touching them. I leave my phone locked up in the car. Don't break in my car. Y'all won't like it. So it will not go like you think. I try not to. I try to make it where it's a really swift entrance and exit. So because you got to get what you got to get, but.
So there's noise going on outside. It's going to be on the tape, just so you know. It's happening. I think they're yelling at the duck next door. I'm not positive because I can't hear it. I'm not wearing my headphones for the camera. I'm just wearing the ones to talk to you.
Sure.
So I don't know what's going on, but I heard something.
That's hilarious.
That's happening.
There's a couple that has made or tried to make their home on the property. And so I came out of the house because I'll go for a walk around the neighborhood. See neighbors who've never seen me before, and they're like, "Who?
Right? Hey, where did you come from?"
Hey, everybody. Or I'll just go sit, on the patio and relax. So I swung the door open to step on the porch, and the duck was there, and he or she was pissed off, and so she flew, a few feet away, but she's yelling at me the whole time, and she turned around, and she's still going, and I'm like, hey, you ain't gave me no money on this mortgage, Mr. or Mrs. Duck. So as I
did you see if there's a nest in your yard?
So I was getting there. So so far I haven't seen anything because that was my concern. I'm like, get out of here. Last year I had the rabbits who made a nest. I can't. So I meant to ask the lawn people, but they always come when I'm on my staff Zoom call. Did they see anything in the back? Because because what happens is I have a low area in the yard that pools water if we get too much rain too fast. And so I saw he or she standing there, and then another duck came. But I've seen them back there before.
Right.
So I don't know if, I hope they didn't. So I was looking around like the house, like, do I see anything? Because y'all got to go. I don't want no problems.
Well, you know what? You moved to nature.
I did. But
you chose this, and they lived here before you.
Boo for this. Boo. So we'll see. I don't think they have, but I think because they were standing there, and it looks like a pond. So they're over there kind of hanging out, and I'm like, what do you want? Now,
I want to be a duck.
Right.
Hello.
But they're gorgeous. But I'm like, get out of here. Beat it. I mean, I came out one day, and Bambi was in my driveway. I was like, oh, okay, that's what we doing?
Yes, it is. Nature is taking it back, baby.
I just wanted her. It was clearly a baby, and I said, your parent is around. Could you please go and find you? Because I don't want them to think, I got you. I'm good.
Sometimes they stash their babies when there's a predator around, and then they'll lead the predator away, and then they'll come back for the baby.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a normal thing.
I'm cool with that. And they were here last year and the year before. Like, I've seen them. I don't know if they're the same ones, but it's always two. They walk around.
It's probably the same ones.
And then they go on about their day. So I haven't seen them in a few days. All right. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Duck, Donald, Daffy, whoever. Just going on, you can play in the yard. I ain't back there. Like, I'm never in the grass like that. I'm on the patio. I don't care. Y'all have a good time. Yay. But I'm good. Just since I appreciate the duck yelling at me. I ain't do nothing.
Got it. Understandable.
So what are your thoughts on people who are ready to reopen?
Like militia ready to reopen, or like regular people ready to reopen?
Either way.
I think militia people need to calm it down. Because calm it down.
Yeah.
There's no need to storm a capital of a state in full body armor and guns. There really isn't.
Absolutely.
You're not losing your freedom.
Yeah.
I don't know who's convinced you that you are, but you actually got there without being arrested, so where's your freedom lost?
Yeah.
Relax it. Sit in your house for a minute, okay?
Yeah.
Just calm it down. No one's coming for your guns. No one's, calm down. Just stay at home. Home is supposed to be where you made it to be comfortable. So just do it. And then this would be over a whole lot sooner.
Yeah.
Not that I am following my own rules, of course, because I have been moonlighting on you. There's another podcast I'm associated with now.
Sure, that's
and I do record it at his home.
Okay.
So I do not follow the law, as it were.
Shaking my head. But I love you. No, I'm teasing. Go ahead.
But he's a police officer, so
y'all be careful.
If he's not going to arrest me, I think we're good.
Lord have mercy.
But he's already been tested. He was tested like last week, and he has nothing. So, and I've been semi-isolated for over a month. So, and I haven't had any symptoms, and nobody in my house has. So, we're just sitting around waiting for whatever.
I am waiting on one of the health associations to get back to me because I'm looking to have an antibody test. In my mind, I had this virus back in February.
Okay.
On what I was feeling, it started with, for me, I was sleeping and my legs began to ache like I had been pushing a car with them.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, what is going on? So in my head, initially it was, oh my God, how did I pull muscles in both legs? Like, I'm trying to figure it out.
How does that work?
Yeah, who does that? I had had been working out, but I wasn't doing anything so strenuous that it was that. And so it literally woke me up out of a sleep. And I've dealt with some pain, and so never that. So I was not able to take off work because I had a field trip planned. And I said, I've got to go. I can't leave my colleague alone with all of the children. Let me figure something out. And it subsided enough where I could function. And so I went on the trip. Went on the trip on the Wednesday. Thursday I was okay. Friday then I was exhausted. And I was supposed to host something for the media team in my church. And thankfully, some things not thankfully because it was the things that came up were funerals, but it worked out that we needed to postpone because people needed to be in support of the people who had lost people. These are people from our church who lost very close loved ones, so we needed to be there to support. For me, I wasn't feeling well, and so that Friday when I got off work, I went to get my nails done because of course I did. And it was my intention to drive back to Inglewood to let Sharon cut my hair, and that's nothing. People are like, you drive all the way from the South Burbs to get your hair done? Yes, because I know what I'm doing and I want everybody in my hair. So and messing it up because when it's time for the real style, I don't want her to have to go around somebody else. So but I was sitting there. I wasn't doing anything. It wasn't a hard day at work. It wasn't any of that, but it was, I can't do anything. And I said, okay, I'm not going to make it to Inglewood. And I looked over at the Supercuts. I said, you're going to have to guide this woman on how to give you the black girl lining because it's not the same. And I said, all right. And so I told her exactly what I want. And I'm being exhausted. I came in the house, canceled the event that I was supposed to host, which meant I didn't have to cook. Yay, me. And all I could do was come in the house and shower and just get in my pajamas. And as I took a NyQuil, my boyfriend called and said, I'm on my way. And I was like, you gonna be sitting outside if you don't drive fast.
Because I just downed some NyQuil.
Man. And I have to only take half a dose. But
oh wow.
Yeah, no. So did what I needed to do. But I was sweating the whole weekend. It was a 3-day weekend. I was sweating the whole weekend, like sheets soaked, changing them twice a day. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
And so as I thought about it, I think that's what I had. And I want the antibody test because I'd like to know. And the positive thing is that because I was sick, I didn't see my parents for more than 10 days, which is the recommendation if they think you had it in the 14 days or whatever. And because I had to then catch up on the things that I had to do, I didn't see them. It's bad when I canceled church. I had to get up early Sunday morning, call somebody. Like, I hate to bother you in the morning, but I need somebody to take. I was supposed to shoot that day. I need somebody to take over. Like, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do it. And so, so I'm very curious. I'm waiting on them to get back to me. I'm very curious. I'm certain they'll say, yeah, because I haven't had the flu in a long time. So I didn't think, but that's what I thought it was initially. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, actually, one of my coworkers, her son, who's a grown adult and married, they don't live together.
Okay.
Her son and his wife both just tested positive for it, and they're fine. I mean, they've got kind of a light case of it. It hasn't gone full respiratory or anything.
Thank God.
And yeah, thank God. And but the saddest part is that she was FaceTiming with her grandson, and her grandson's like, "What's going to happen if my parents die?" Oh my God!
Jeez.
I was like, oh, and he's 8, and I was like, oh wow. And she's like, no, they're fine because they're sick, but they've been sick for at least a week, and they're normally, when they get sick, they're just like done with it in a couple of days, and they were like, yeah, this lasted a little bit longer than normal. Let's go find out.
Yeah.
So
find out what's going on.
Yeah, they just kind of have the flu symptoms, basically. So they just feel like they got hit by a truck, and that kind of situation. So
That's exactly how I was feeling. Like, what just happened? Yeah, that's exactly. It was absolute. Like someone ran up, put a gun on me, and said, "Give me all your energy," and then
you're like, okay.
Like a 5-minute drive home from the hair salon out my way. I just couldn't wait to park that car. Like, wow, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
Definitely. So yeah, I don't know, but I've talked to other people who've said the same thing. I think I had this, because we didn't know. The government.
But some people think.
Go ahead.
Some people think that they had it like as early as November.
Yeah.
Which is entirely possible from what I heard yesterday. Mm-hmm. So there were cases of it in the United States, but nobody knew what it was.
Yeah. I heard someone tell me that, or maybe were they talking to me? I don't remember. But the story was that they had they said the doctor told them, this is a virus. It is not the flu virus. We cannot identify it. But it's what we're advising you to do. Because at the time, excuse me, no one was aware.
Right.
So
did it really start in China?
Girl.
That's what,
exactly.
Who knows?
Exactly.
Like, really, who knows?
Exactly. Absolutely. That's a very good point. You just don't know. You don't know. And I laugh at the people who go, coronavirus has been around for a long time. It's on the back of the Lysol can. Yeah. But this one is number 19. Please pay attention and read it.
No, it's not number 19.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry.
It was discovered in 2019. Mm-hmm. That's where the 19 came from. Mm-hmm. Some people in the government, I forget what her name is, Kelly whatever, she seems to think that there were 19 of them. But she real smart. Not. But it was because it was discovered in 2019. Mm-hmm. Let's all get that straight.
Yeah.
But the coronavirus itself, yes, it has existed in several different ways for years and years and years, and that's why Lysol says it kills it.
Yeah. And now they're talking about possible mutations.
Oh, it already has mutated, at least once.
Nice.
Well, it would have had to mutated twice if it did come from an animal. Mm-hmm. So it would have gone from mutating from animal to person, and then while it's in the person, it's already been mutated once.
Yeah.
So
scary times.
Is there like a vaccine that's going to fix that? No.
Yeah, right. Just like the flu mutates.
Right, exactly. So every year you have to get a new flu shot that's for last year, which doesn't really help you because the new strain comes out, and what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. I don't know. So my suggestion is get a healthy immune system.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. You can all help it.
Yeah. I mean, stop eating so much processed food. Start eating things that actually grew in the ground. Mm-hmm. Just give it a try. Something that has a little bit more color than brown. That didn't come in a paper bag.
Right.
Just I'm not saying you have to get rid of all of that.
Sure.
But you need to put more of the good stuff in your body so you can fight off these diseases, because they're not going to stop coming. Yeah. Absolutely. They're just not. So, get a better immune system. That's my suggestion.
I think that's a great suggestion to end on. It makes entire sense. Like, just, let's try to do better. This is the only body we get, and that's not a knock on anyone. We all can improve somehow.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, from the studios of TLC Talk Radio.
And Dana's bedroom.
Nice, DT on our minds. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and catch us daily on TLCTalkRadio.com 24/7 edutainment. We will catch you next week.
Peace.